Hello friends, welcome back to AIA PGT 2020 video mock test series by Friend of Health. So today in the 5th episode we will see 10 questions from oncology. So the questions will be about cancer which are appeared in the previous question papers. So try to answer the questions in comment box or in a paper as we have mentioned from the first video onwards. And those who have missed the previous episodes like pharmacy questions, surgery questions and dermatology questions, we have given authentic books explanations also. So you can watch those episodes after watching this video. So today in the answer key discussion session we have tried to give the references from authentic textbooks like Harrison's, Davidson's, textbook of gynecology by Shaw's, then also by the surgery authentic textbook Bailey and Love. And we'll straight away go to the 10 questions. So we have 10 minutes, then 9 more questions to be visited including these 10 questions. So which of the following statement is false regarding Krukenberg tumors? They are primary ovarian carcinomas that always secondarily metastasize to gastrointestinal organs. They are almost invariably bilateral. There is no infiltration through the capsule. They are freely movable in pelvis. So we'll move on to the next question. So you already know, I have mentioned in the previous videos the options you should get familiar with. That is the main aim of this series also. This will be the almost 95%. This will be the screen which you are going to face on the day of examination for 2 hours with your 120 questions. So this series, we hope it will help you to get familiarized with the screen and to make you relaxed and confident to attend the exam. So if you are sure about the answer, you can click the option or click the box near to that option and click the save and next. If you are not very sure but if you want to attend it, you can click the option and you can give save and mark for review. Otherwise, once if you have answered, you can clear it using clear response option. And also if you don't know the answer but you want to try at last moment in the second round or third round, you can mark this question for review. Or just if you want to skip, you don't want to revisit it again, you can use the option next. And it will be shown, the changes will be shown in the timer and also in the answer palette. So here you can click save and next question will appear. You can see the changes. One is answered and one is one change can happen in the answer palette session. So the timer also is moving. And among the following mammography findings, which one is not a feature of breast cancer? Asymmetric thickening of breast tissue, a solid mass with or without stellate features, clustered microcalcification, macrocalcification. So this question is about breast cancer and the question is about mammography findings of breast cancer. So next question we will move on. The occupational hazard related to bladder cancer is asbestos industry, working with chromium, rubber industry, aniline dye industry. You can see the changes in the timer and the question answer palette. So next question. Carcinoma of vaginal portion of the cervix assumes all of the below's clinical types except cauliflower-like growth, excavating ulcer, raised flat induration, pustule formation. We'll move on to next question. Hürthle cell carcinoma thyroid is variant of medullary carcinoma, follicular cell carcinoma, anaplastic carcinoma, giant cell carcinoma. So we'll move on. Carcinoma stomach may be presented as ulcerative type, polypoidal type, serous type, all of the above. These are the questions from previous UPSC, Kerala PSC or AIA PGT entrance examinations. So these are very, very important questions. So you should be thorough. So after watching this question, 10 questions, you should watch or you should go through the question answer discussion session from the authentic textbooks. So the 7th question, Whipple's operation performed for carcinoma stomach, pleomorphic adenoma, carcinoma head of pancreas, carcinoma breast. So you can see the changes what happened in the question answer palette. So 7th question, 3 more questions to visit, 6 are answered, and you can see the changes. Now when you click on the 7 next, you can see the 7th is answered, 7 answered, and 8th question, 2 more to visit. 8th question. Which of the following gene defect is associated with development of medullary carcinoma of thyroid? RET proto-oncogene, FAP gene, RB gene, BRCA1 gene. We'll move on to the next question. 9th question. CA125 is a marker antigen for the diagnosis of colon cancer, breast cancer, brain cancer, ovarian cancer. Next question. Which of the following characteristics should be considered most important while applying a screening test in lethal disease like cancer? So we have visited all the questions. The 10 questions are visited, no questions to visit. Time is almost exhausted and the 9 questions are answered. When you answer the last question, you can see all 10 questions are answered, and all 10 you can see the changes in the answer palette. And now here we have not given any question for review or answered and review, and there are no questions which are skipped, so everything is 0. So this screen you should be very familiar with, so that you can be very confident on the day of exam. So now comes to the very important answer key discussion session. The first question was about which of the following statement is false regarding Krukenberg tumors? They are primary ovarian carcinomas that always secondarily metastasize to gastrointestinal organs. They are almost invariably bilateral. There is no infiltration through the capsule. They are freely movable in pelvis. So the answer is they are primary ovarian carcinomas. So the question is about Krukenberg tumor, and they want to know false regarding Krukenberg tumors. So everything except the first option is true. So we can see the answer from the very authentic Shaw's textbook of gynecology, 16th edition. And here if you see Krukenberg tumor, see here you can see that the details. The tumors are secondary growth in the ovary. The question answer option says that primary ovarian carcinoma, but here we can see the tumors are secondary growth in the ovary and most often arise from a primary carcinoma of the stomach 70%, large bowel 15%, and breast 6%. The Krukenberg tumor outstrips the primary growth in size, and unless the histology of the tumor is known, the case may be regarded as one of the primary malignant ovarian carcinoma, particularly as the tumors are usually freely movable. We are not going to go in depth or in detail about each answer or each question, but this is a way we want to guide you students for how to identify the authentic textbooks or the questions from the authentic textbooks, and how to identify the pattern of questions which they are framing from the paragraphs in the textbook. So we will move on to the next question. Among the following mammography findings, which one is not a feature of breast cancer? The options were asymmetric thickening of breast tissue, a solid mass with or without stellate features, clustered microcalcification, macrocalcification. Here also again not a feature. The previous question was false regarding, and here not a feature of breast cancer. So sometimes in the AAPGT screen this not, except, false, all those things will not be highlighted or given capital letters. They may be given just like a normal small letters. So you need to stress, or you need to focus the identify the focus of the question. So here the question is not a feature of breast cancer, mammography feature. So answer is macrocalcification. So in the textbook, if you see mammography features of breast cancer, you can see here regular mammography can reduce the mortality of cancer by 30%. Findings include alteration in the density of breast tissue, microcalcification, thickening of skin, presence of fiber streaks, nipple alteration, detection of fibroadenoma, lymph nodes, galactosile, cyst, and solid tumor. So all these you can see microcalcification, etc. So these kind of very important areas or frequently repeated areas like mammography features in breast cancer or breast cancer staging, etc. is a very important area from the cancer of breast. Next question. The occupational hazard related to bladder cancer is asbestos industry, working with chromium, rubber industry, aniline dye industry. So the answer is aniline dye industry. Bladder cancer, aniline dye industry. And if you see the very authentic Harrison's textbook, Cancer of Bladder and Urinary Tract session, you can see here the historically associations have existed between environmental toxic exposures and higher rates of developing bladder cancer. Carcinogenic agents associated with increased risk of bladder cancer have included the aromatic amines benzidine and beta-naphthylamine that can be present in industrial dyes, as well as arsenic that can be found in some drinking water supplies in underdeveloped countries. Other chemicals in the leather, paint, rubber, textiles and printing industries have been associated with bladder cancer. More recently, associations with exposure to hair dyes and hairsprays in workers in the hairstyling field have been suggested. Additionally, much concern has been raised regarding use of anti-diabetic medication, pioglitazone, and bladder cancer risk. So these kind of sentences, very interesting sentences. Even you can see the genetic or gene related to this cancer, etc. can be seen here. So all the things like from the authentic textbooks, you have to identify and make notes, and the interesting things should be taken down as notes, and you have to review or revise it. Okay. So again, if you see a table from the Harrison's, this is very important table. So suspected carcinogens. So here you can see carcinogens. See here, agents that are thought to act as cancer initiators and or promoters. Cancer initiators or promoters. Okay, so here the carcinogens and the associated cancer or neoplasm is very important. So suspected carcinogens table, the table number 66-1 from Harrison is very important. Many are having a very interesting cause or carcinogen, many neoplasms. So we have to identify such questions like Epstein-Barr virus, very repeatedly asked question. So Epstein-Barr virus, you can be seen that it is associated with Burkitt's lymphoma, nasal T-cell lymphoma, etc. And even Helicobacter pylori, gastric cancer, then liver cancer, hepatitis C virus or B virus. Then you can see AIDS-related cancer, human immunodeficiency virus, non-Hodgkin lymphoma, Kaposi's sarcoma, squamous cell carcinomas, especially of the urogenital tract. And you can see carcinoma of cervix, human papilloma virus. So everything is important, nothing to leave, even schistosomiasis. Then you can see bladder cancer association with schistosomiasis. Then again comes to the arsenic, cancer of lung and skin, asbestos, cancer of lung, pleura, peritoneum, benzene, acute myelocytic leukemia. So everything is important here, carcinogens. So you can see the previous question and you can identify how the question comes, and you have to study all this. Carcinoma of vaginal portion of the cervix assumes all of the below clinical types except. So here except comes. So you have to understand this question is about the carcinoma of vaginal portion of cervix and the types, clinical types. So they want to know which one is not included in that. So cauliflower-like growth, excavating ulcer, raised flat induration, pustule formation. So here the answer is pustule formation. So where you can see is in the Shaw's textbook, again the authentic textbook of gynecology. If you see here carcinoma of the cervix stage 1, infiltrating type, cauliflower type, endocervical type, ulcerative type. Again, if you see infiltration of the vagina, infiltration of the parametrium, all picture wise you can see very beautifully it is explained, and the answer is pustule formation. So fifth question, Hürthle cell carcinoma thyroid is variant of. Options are medullary carcinoma, follicular cell carcinoma, anaplastic carcinoma, giant cell carcinoma. So here the answer is follicular cell carcinoma. So you can see from the Harrison about follicular cell carcinoma, you can see here Hürthle cell tumors are a rare variant of follicular neoplasm in which oxyphil or Hürthle or Ashkenazi cells predominate histologically. Everything is important. So the type of cells, oxyphil cells, etc. So Hürthle cell cancers are associated with a poorer prognosis. So that itself may be a question. So the prognosis of Hürthle cell cancer is poor, and it is a rare variant of follicular neoplasm with the oxyphil cells predominate in histologically. Again, if you see some tables from Harrison's classification of thyroid growths. So here again you can see Hürthle cell in the follicular adenoma, and even in the malignant you can see here the follicular carcinomas, conventional and oncocytic Hürthle cell. Sixth question, carcinoma stomach may be presented as. So options are ulcerative type, polypoidal type, serous type, all of the above. So this is about no except, no other exceptions or anything. So here again the straight away the types of stomach cancer. So here you can see all of the above is the answer. You can see the clinical features, some additional points, very important and related points regarding gastric carcinoma, Trousseau's sign, then Sister Joseph nodule, then Kuchenberg tumor again, then Trousseau's sign, thrombophlebitis. All these things are very important. So paraneoplastic phenomena such as acanthosis nigricans, thrombophlebitis and dermatomyositis, all these occur rarely. So these kind of things can come as a different question. So wherever you can see 3 things or 4 things, you can expect a question regarding all the above or all of the below except, all those kind of questions. So here you can see 3 rare associations with the gastric carcinoma, the paraneoplastic phenomena. So something else they can add and they can frame a question again. So these are the interesting things in gastric carcinoma. Trousseau's sign again, Sister Joseph's nodule, Kuchenberg tumor, etc. So this is very important area. So not only this, whenever you see some questions repeatedly asked in the competitive examinations, you should go to the authentic textbooks like Harrison's, Davidson. You have to find out the related points. 7th question. Whipple's operation performed for carcinoma stomach, pleomorphic adenoma, carcinoma head of pancreas, carcinoma breast. So answer is carcinoma head of pancreas. So always keep an eye on the question palette, the changes happening in the palette and in the timer. So you have to get familiar with these options also. So here the answer is carcinoma head of pancreas. So if you see the Bailey and Lau, the authentic textbook in surgery, you can see the surgery for patients with tumors in the head or uncinate body of the pancreas is usually a pylorus sparing pancreaticoduodenectomy. So they will spare the pylorus and pancreaticoduodenectomy will be done. It is called a modified Whipple procedure. And the 8th question, which of the following gene defect is associated with development of medullary carcinoma of thyroid? The answer is RET proto-oncogene. RET proto-oncogene. So we have selected questions which can come this year, the predictable questions. So this kind of informations like the gene associated, gene defect associated, all these things we can see when you read more about the carcinomas in the authentic textbooks. So you should make a note of such things. And the next question is CA125 is a marker antigen for the diagnosis of colon cancer, breast cancer, brain cancer, ovarian cancer. So here the answer is ovarian cancer. And tumor markers, marker antigens of cancers is very important. So if you see the Davidson's textbook, one column you can get, this is very important, nothing to leave, all the markers are very important. So commonly used serum tumor markers, AFP, alpha fetoprotein, beta-2 microglobulin, calcitonin, CA125 or cancer antigen 125, CA99, carcinoembryonic antigen CEA, human chorionic gonadotropin HCG, placental alkaline phosphatase PLAP, prostate specific antigen PSA, thyroglobulin, all are very important. You have to see where is its natural occurrence, then the tumors it is related with. So it is very important. Calcitonin, very repeatedly asked question, medullary cell carcinoma of thyroid. I am not highlighting this because all are very important. So here you can see pancreatic cancer, CA99. Every time they repeat this question, CEA, carcinoembryonic antigen, colorectal cancer, then prostate cancer, PSA. This is very easy and it is not commonly asked because it is so easy. Thyroglobulin, papillary and follicular thyroid cancer. So here you have to understand that calcitonin is for medullary cell carcinoma of thyroid and thyroglobulin is for papillary and follicular thyroid cancer. Another CA125, CA99, CEA, all are important. Even choriocarcinoma, HCG. Then AFP for ovarian non-seminomatous germ cell tumors, testicular teratoma, hepatocellular cancer, So these are the important ones, and all are important. You have to revise these kind of tables. So as I told in the surgery video or dermatology video, you have to understand that all the tables of the authentic textbooks are important. All the pictures and its captions are very, very important. You have to just go through all of them. The last question, which of the following characteristics should be considered most important while applying a screening test in lethal disease like cancer? So this is not exactly related to the diagnosis or a prognosis of cancer, but this is something related to a screening test. So this is a very repeatedly asked question. So something related to community medicine or social and preventive medicine. So here lethal diseases like cancer can be screened, or the characteristic which we have to consider is sensitivity. So we will see what is sensitivity. So here you can see the changes. All the questions are visited, 10 questions are answered, and you can see all 10 are answered. So this is it. And the 10th question explanation, if from the Park textbook of community medicine. Sensitivity, if you see, the term sensitivity was introduced by Yerushalmi in 1940s as a statistical index of diagnostic accuracy. So this itself may come as a question. It has been defined as the ability of a test to identify correctly all those who have the disease, that is true positive. A 90% sensitivity means that 90% of the diseased people screened by the test will give a true positive result, and the remaining 10% a false negative result. So this is sensitivity, and that's all about today's video. Don't worry, this time you are investing in such a video mock test series will be worthy, and wait for the next video. Thank you.